Hey everyone, welcome back to How to Be a Poser. Today we're going to go with something a little more soulful, with the Hot Toys Black Widow 6-scale figure from Avengers Endgame. Let's get started. Alright, here she is, the Black Widow 6-scale figure by Hot Toys from Avengers Endgame. She comes with a lot of cool stuff, including dual pistols, a couple of collapsed batons, fully extended versions of those, and both batons combined into a single battle staff. Rounding it out is a wide assortment of hands. Can't wait to see what I can do with all this cool stuff, so let's get rolling. Alright, here she is, the Black Widow 6-scale figure is looking mighty strong. Great. Oh wow, that portrait looks great when you look at a head on like this. Really nailed it. Hair's looking good. When the figure comes to you, she's got her relaxed hands on her, and that's cool. So it just gives you options. It just helps you decide what you want to do. I mean, you can just kind of build up from there. You've got these cool little hilts for her collapsible battle staves that just kind of fit back there, and then of course you can just take the pistols and throw them into the holster. And there you go, she's kitted up, but as we know, that's only a little bit of fun. We can do a lot better than that. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop these right back out of there again until I've really decided what I'm gonna do. I had a hard time watching what happened with Natasha throughout the course of Endgame. Not the entire course, obviously, because spoiler alert, she dies. So I kind of want to do something that's a bit of a casual combat pose and just see where we go from there. So let's see, I'm thinking, yeah, let's go ahead and get these battle stave hilts out because I think I'm gonna have her with both guns drawn, blasting away. So obviously you're gonna wanna go ahead and take the hands off. Just be really delicate because these wrist pegs are tiny. Pretty typical for a female figure body from Hot Toys, but still, there's nothing wrong with being extra careful. And I always encourage it. Even though I don't always practice it myself, I do always encourage others to do it. I'm not even saying that with practice that you actually develop the ability to be more reckless. I've broken my fair share of figures. You know, learn from my example. Do what I do as I say, not as I do, that sort of thing. And let's see, that one slid on there nice and easy. I like it. Done and doner. I'm just gonna use that phrase in every video. Thank you, Ted Lasso. Now, I'm kind of inspired by sort of a Human Target or Ed Brubaker's Criminal series. I just want to kind of get her showing off that form, showing off that figure, and at the same time just being downright dangerous. She's clearly going to be ready to blast away with both of these little compact Glocks of hers. The hands are nice and pliable, so the fingers really will maneuver and wrap around the grips with relative ease, as you can see here. The key is, I mean, we do respect it when Black Widow, practices good gun safety, but let's go ahead. She's going to be on full-on deadly mode here, so let's go ahead and get that finger around the trigger. Proven to be pretty easy, actually. That is kind of cool. A cool feature that if you chose to, you could straight up have Natasha just chilling with her finger off of the trigger. So you have options. That's just how pliable these things are. All right, so here's what I kind of want to do. Obviously, I want to have her with both guns up. Let's check the range of motion on this. And you can get it up quite nicely. But when she's shooting, she does this thing where she's just got both guns like together. And that can be cool, but I'm gonna try that, but I suspect that it's gonna obscure her face in a way that I'm not gonna find attractive. So let's just go ahead and try something first. I'm just gonna have her bring this leg out. I'm gonna hold this body right here. I'm gonna bring this leg out and have it just a nice wide stance there. Then I'm gonna shift the hips by just grabbing right here, making sure the feet can't move. I'll grab right here and then shift the hips that way. Now you can see what that accomplished is that it threw her body a little bit off kilter. So we're gonna correct that at the torso by making that up nice and tall. And so that's got a little something going on. Just ignore the stuff that's going on up here, but you can see that what's going on down there is starting to get more attractive. So I'm just gonna go ahead and twist her just a little bit this way, towards the wider leg. We want this leg out and maybe even slightly bent. And just continue working with that, because as I can see here, when I try to bend her torso here, it seems like it seems like it's throwing the hips back to their original position. So let's just go ahead and move that torso, twist it around this way, get those arms up and rotate them in a touch, rotate that hand to compensate. I need to check to see which way yeah, that's a pretty good place for that joint to be bending. And do the same with this one, rotate. You can see here I'm just rotating that arm in so that we can bring the two guns together and have them aiming in the same direction. Now that's just not quite the bend that I want. So I'm gonna slightly bend this, this hand down on the wrist peg and then rotate it this way to correct that twist. Let's get that up. And again, just rotate these around. Because she's going to be shifting her aim back and forth between the two. She'll like bring one up, fire a couple times, bring the other one up, fire a couple times. Not a whole lot of firing simultaneously. Yeah, you just have to work with it. It's trial and error, and sometimes you're going to fail. And I think what I'm finding is that I don't like how much the torso is twisted. I think I want it brought back a little bit more to the front, like she's standing firm and actually presenting sort of a wall to her opponent, which is not something I think that you would do. There, see what I did there? By straightening that leg and actually forcing that leg back a little bit, I think I gave her a much prouder, stronger stance, and I think that that's something that we're gonna welcome having here. I wanna see if it'll stand on its own. I don't have a whole lot of confidence that that's something that this figure will do because of those really solid boots, but I love it. Love, love, love it when 6-scale figures make a liar out of me in this regard. So I'm not happy with what these arms are doing here, so I'm going to straighten them out just a little bit more. And I think that's a much more Black Widow-esque sort of a pose that kind of creates with that. So let's go ahead and raise that up. And check this line from this angle. You can see that I'm kind of not having them parallel because she's probably fighting multiple opponents. So there's going to be some slightly off to her right and some slightly off to her left that she's going to be focusing on. And do I like what these arms are doing? I really, really don't. And I think that it's the double jointed nature of it that's hindering me here. So I'm just gonna bend down here and see what I did here. I had the arm only bent at the back part, the upper part of the double arm joint. Then I straighten that out and then I make sure that I'm bending it only from the front part, and that creates a much more natural bend to the arm. I also wanna get these up a little bit. See if I can shrug. She does a good shoulder shrug. That's also gonna help with that a fair bit. And it's going to enable me to straighten that arm even more. And let's do the same over here with this arm. Again, straighten that out and then force that arm to bend at the first joint. And that's my memory of Black Widow in the Marvel universe, is that she's standing tall and just, let's see, that doesn't look right at all. Yeah, I'm not proud of that one at all. Let's go ahead and straighten that arm some more. I'm thinking that maybe if I just jut her head forward a little bit. Wow, look how nicely that does that. It's just gonna be trial and error with these arms until I get something that looks right. But you've seen her do that. She just has her arms really high up when she's blasting so that she can sight down those guns. Look at that. See, that's just too high. Look at that line of her sight. It doesn't even connect at all with the gun. So let's lower that arm and adjust at the wrist. And this one was actually trying to tell me something because it was doing that on its own. It's a very simple pose, but I think it really does scream Natasha. Because you've got that sway to the hip here, that cock to the hip, that extended left leg with the toe turned out just a little bit. And if you rotate the leg just like that, then that'll accomplish that nicely. And then just put that on the stand when you're done, just to ensure that it doesn't go anywhere. And for the final touch, she's got to have backup. We're going to drop both of these battle stave hilts into their holster up at the top of her backpack. And you can see that they slightly peek out from behind. So that it really does add just a bit more flair. Just go ahead and have these things. While I don't really like them to be totally perpendicular in this direction, I also don't want it to, you can see that I had a slight cock to that pistol there, and you don't want that. So if you catch yourself doing that, then straighten it out. Now you can have a bit of a difference in an angle on these because it sort of implies that maybe there's been a bit of recoil brought on by the blowback from that gun. But I think it looks a lot cooler if you can get them all straight and actually parallel to the ground. Just keep working with that until you get it. And again, work that shoulder shrug. Get that shoulder up there. Even move it forward some. Yeah, butterfly joints to your friends, people. Use them. There it is, boom. Yeah, that's good. I like it a lot. Natasha Romanoff had red in her ledger. She talked about it a fair bit, and we finally saw a hint of that red in the Black Widow movie. But throughout her run in the MCU, she found herself on a path to redemption, and along the way, even acquired a new family. But this isn't a redemption figure, it's an action figure. And this compact arsenal she comes with provides ample opportunity to bring that action quite literally to the table.
Did you enjoy that video? Be sure to subscribe by hitting the S icon on your screen and click the bell icon to be notified whenever a new video is posted. If you'd like more info on the items featured in this video, click the link provided under product info. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to let your geek side show.